Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan and I appreciate you being here. Today I'm going to go over a little bit of what life is like in Dubai. If you've been here before, you might know that I do live in Dubai. I've been here for about 4 years. I know for people who've never lived here or who've never been here, it's something that feels very foreign. Imagine that. So I figured I'd talk about some of the pros and some of the cons, some things that I love about living here and some things that I miss about living at home. So the first thing that I would be remiss if I didn't make this the very first thing that I talked about as a pro of living in Dubai is the safety. So as a woman, as a person, as anyone here, this is a very, very safe city. So you go outside, you don't worry for your safety. I could wear massive headphones and walk down the street and not have any concerns. Yes, there are always horror stories of, you got into a taxi and something happened, but it's so few and far between. And there's such harsh punishments for if something like that were to happen. I genuinely don't worry about my safety at all while I'm here. And then flipping to the cons, something about living here is that I don't like is that there is very poor work-life balance. A lot of people here live to work. You're not working to live, you're here to work, you're here to make your money, which is the exact same reason why I'm here. But it is hard to enjoy your life when so much of it is consumed by work. And I'll be honest, I've gotten a lot better about it. The people that I work with, we've kind of managed expectations. So I'm in a much better work-life balance now than I was, say, 2 years ago. But it is very much a Dubai thing. There's really high expectations of you being available all the time. And it's just something challenging that is not for everyone. The second pro is absolutely the opportunity that is here. If you want to come here and you want to work and you want to make your money and you want to make an impression, there's opportunity for people who want that. Like I said in the first con, it's not for everyone. There's really high expectations, but if you're willing to work to meet those expectations and you get in with the right people, there's so much growth happening in this economy. There's opportunity around every corner with every person that you speak with. There's so many businesses that are opening. There's so many expats that are doing this or that and are looking for someone with your skills. I think because it's a new city and because there's a lot coming here, it's not the same as what you see in a lot of older cities. Going back to the flip side, the second con that I have here is the Instagram lifestyle. So something about me that I think is probably pretty obvious is I am very much an introvert. I like to spend time at my house. I like to spend time with myself. I like to read a book, watch a YouTube video. That is something that I can be content with doing. But the idea behind Dubai is everything is glitz and glamour, and you have to be able to show this off on social media. Even when I'm in the gym, I go to a group fitness class, and at the end of the class they'll say, hey, if you took any stories, if you're posting anything, make sure you tag us. And for me, I'm like, I'm at the gym. This isn't why I'm here. I love that gym, but everything in Dubai is tag us on Instagram. You can find us here. Make sure you see who was here last week because someone famous was around. And it just is, it goes against me in general. The next pro is kind of related to the opportunity is the money. Like I said, we are here to earn some money. We want to catch up on some of the years that we missed out on in our 20s. We made good money in Australia, but we didn't save any. So now we are here to make up for that and make better decisions. But this also links with the con, which is also the money. So luckily we are here as a couple. We split costs for all of our living expenses. So for example, our apartment, our groceries, everything that you need for everyday life, we split. But I have some really good friends that are here as single people, and it's so much more challenging. The cost of housing over here has skyrocketed like it has in a lot of different places, but it can be really challenging to live on kind of a average salary and have the apartment or have the living space that you might be used to in your home country. So as a couple, we're doing great. We're able to save, we're able to invest, we're able to plan for our future. But if you're coming over here as a single person, it can be really challenging. The next pro is the economy. This also loops back into the opportunities that I was talking about. This is such a growing city. You never know what's the next thing that's coming in. There's a lot of international brands that are ending up here as well, because this is the biggest most westernized city in, I would say, the GCC area. A lot of brands come here first before they expand into other GCC countries like Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Bahrain. A lot of things come to Dubai first. So the economy here is really booming. They're making a lot more allowances that attracts more Western tourism. And I really just see it improving in the next couple of years. There's going to be a lot of opportunities still. The next con is the cost of living. If you watched my last video, you might have heard me touch on the fact that salaries in most places matches the cost of living. So like I said, because we're here as a couple, we are 2 incomes in one household. We are definitely able to afford our cost of living. But if we were here separately, it would be really challenging. Housing especially is something that's gone crazy. And like I said, I know this is happening in other places around the world as well. But the housing market has like doubled in the last 7 to 8 years. Luckily, there's still a lot of expansion. There's still a lot of like apartments and villas that are being built. So it's not a lack of housing. It's just, you know, based on location, things are super expensive. Another area that I know a lot of people spend a good chunk of their budget on is groceries and food in general. If I'm at the grocery store, it really depends on what I'm looking for. Sometimes you can find things that are really budget friendly, you know, things that aren't imported. But if you're looking for like specific snacks that you're accustomed to or that feel like comfort food for you from home, anything that's imported can be super expensive. We're talking like 10 bucks for a bag of Ruffles chips. Crazy. But you just get used to what is available and you spend your money on what you value. For me, that's not something I value. It's not something I buy. You just have to find out what works for you. The next pro is the weather. I am filming this currently. It is February in Dubai and it is beautiful. It is sunny and probably 80 degrees Fahrenheit, which is maybe 28 Celsius. That was just a quick conversion in my head. It might not be 100% right. But it's warm, it's beautiful, it's sunny. It doesn't rain, it doesn't snow. And February is a wonderful month to be here. The next con that I'm going to talk about, though, might be no surprise, is also the weather. So if you are here in July, it is sweltering. It is really uncomfortable. You just step outside and you get used to sweating. But the way I compare it to something like New York or London is it's just like our winter. You just spend 3 months inside. So instead of 3 months in a New York winter bundled up and freezing, you're 3 months, you know, June through August in an air-conditioned building. Everywhere around here is air-conditioned. You can't really exist without it. But if you do have to be outside for whatever reason, it is pretty unbearable. The next pro to Dubai is that it's a really central location when you look at a map. Yes, I understand that the world is a globe, it is a sphere, so anything can necessarily be central depending on which way you're going. But as far as Europe, Asia, Africa, less so North America, South America, Dubai is really central. So we plan to use this as a place to branch out and visit different areas. So a couple years ago, we found some really great flights to Greece, so we went there. My partner has done a few stops in Africa. He's done Turkey. We've done Italy a couple of times. We will be doing Norway this coming summer. On our list is also either Seychelles or Maldives, because all of these things are easy to get to. So it's a really great place to use as your hub for travel. One of the cons that I've noticed is also passport privilege. If you've never lived abroad, this might be something that you're not expecting, but definitely being from a certain country can either be to your benefit or to your detriment. I mean, I am American, this is a strong passport, so luckily I'm on the positive side of passport privilege, but it can be really hard to even be an observer of seeing this happen. For example, someone who's on an Indian passport might have the same qualifications as I have and might go through the same interview process, and we just get offered 2 entirely different salary packages just because of where our passport is from. So like I said, I am on the positive side of things, but it is hard to see and hard to just like know in your heart that this exists and that this happens a lot over here. The next pro is that there's a lot of expats over here. I want to say it's something like 90% expats over here, because the city has grown on people coming from international locations. That means pretty much everyone you meet is from somewhere else. They're here the same as you, either to make your money or just for better opportunities. It means that you can find a lot of like-minded people. Luckily for me, I found quite a few of them at work. So I work with people who think in a similar way that I do. Even though we are from different places, we have similar goals and we have similar strategies of thinking. The next con is that things over here can feel really temporary. And I think that part of that is just from like expat living abroad, not being where you're from. You're on a visa, you're not a citizen, you don't have certain rights. But in Dubai in general, like this isn't a place that people really retire to. It's not a place that, you know, you want to spend your golden years. This is where you come to make your money in order to live the rest of your life the way that you want to. So things do feel really temporary. I would say this is really true in Australia as well, though, is that a lot of people come and go in your life, whether that's in your job or because they are going back to their home country. It's just something that you kind of get used to, but it does feel really sad every time you have a close friend that leaves, and is definitely a con in my eyes. And the last one that I will leave you on is a pro. And the last one that I will leave you on is definitely a pro. The economy over here, the government over here, the people over here are really fast and forward thinking. So they are very much planning for the future. They want to be a hub in the future. They want to be a place where people want to visit, people want to be, people want to live. They are enticing people to come over here, you know, skilled workers. They are enticing people to invest in companies over here. There's a lot of things happening, and like I said when I was talking about the opportunity, I only see the opportunities and the growth going higher and higher on a global scale. Things can happen quickly, they can change quickly, even things like government sanctioned things. When I first arrived here, the weekend matched like traditional Muslim weekend, which would be Friday and Saturday were your days off. And within, I would say, a month, they had announced that, okay, we're changing that. We're going to a Saturday, Sunday weekend to match the rest of the Western world because so many people are collaborating internationally business-wise. So we're going to match the rest of the world, go to a Saturday and Sunday weekend. And that, I think it was announced in like November, and then by January, it was implemented. It was amazing. I've never seen anything like that. And it just goes to show that things can happen in a timely manner. When you want to make them happen. So while it's not something that I am used to, it is something that is really nice to see. Not everything happens that way, but you know, it does have the potential to happen like that over here. So that is it for today. Those are some of my pros and cons of living in Dubai. I hope you found this interesting. If you have any questions about life in Dubai or expat living in general, please leave a comment down below, give this video a like, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. The next con is that it is the exact same shot as the last video, but that's fine because I changed my shirt.